That's right. Good evening, everyone.
Hello, everybody. Sorry. How's everybody doing?
We're doing fine. I'm gonna get this adjusted where
Hello.
we need it.
We have Mandy. Thank you for being here. Cast Iron Mama, Lisa, Steel Maple Homestead, Heaven's Essentials, Tiffany Taylor from Texas.
Cool.
How you doing? I'm a big fan of Texas. I've never been there.
We need to go sometime. We need to plan that's one of our bucket list is do a big trip out west.
I just want to go to Texas. I don't really care about anything else.
Well, there's lots of places I want to go.
Yeah.
I like traveling.
Oh, speaking of Texas.
Speaking of Texas.
Yeah. So, our son Parker is starting high school. Whenever we decide to start back school, which I have not picked haven't picked a start date yet. But this is going to be one of his history books. It's Sam Houston and the Alamo Avengers by Brian Kilmeade.
Yeah.
So he's already read it.
I have.
And
Actually,
I recommend it.
Cannot get this adjusted. I listened to the audio book.
Yes.
I cannot move that.
Just leave it. It's fine.
Okay. Yeah, I listened to the audio book and then she went out and bought it.
It was at Sam's Club.
Yeah, it was on sale and
Yeah.
It's definitely something that I think my son would enjoy.
Yeah, and I think this is very much what Charlotte Mason would consider to be a living history book. So, what you guys know,
well,
if you're reading it and it's in the form of a story and it's more interesting, then you're more than likely going to absorb a little more.
It weaves so much good historical facts and
it's all based on facts.
well, I mean, it's very factual, but it really gets into knowing the different characters. He really did his research on this, is what I'm saying.
Yeah.
He did a good job on it. Anyway.
Yeah. And
who else we got?
I did ask Parker too, because Parker is an audible and kinetic learner. So I asked him, I said, if you listen to it while you read it, do you think it would stick better? And he said, definitely. So that's what we're going to do is he's going to listen to it and read along, and then hopefully it will stick better.
So we have Southwest Indiana. We have, I don't know, you can see although we got somebody else from Texas.
Wait a minute, go back. What did Mandy say up here? Scroll. Oh, I always need to refresh even when I'm waiting. Loving the bangs. Thank you very much. Actually, I posted a picture of my bangs on Insta today. Because I was like, you know how it is, ladies. And sometimes you just need a little bit of a change. Nothing too dramatic, but just something.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Tiffany says, love your bangs.
Thank you. I told the kids, I said, I don't know if any of you guys have watched Napoleon Dynamite. I said, but I want someone.
Look here, we got somebody else from Texas.
I said, I want someone to say to me in the voice of Pedro, I like her bangs.
Tiffany says we need to visit San Antonio.
Oh, that would be awesome.
And the Alamo.
Yes. I'd love to go to the Alamo, especially after learning about what happened there. And
Pam from Knoxville, Tennessee.
Hey. In Iowa.
Hey from
That's
Iowa.
awesome. From Alabama. Yes.
Mandy's husband is hiking like crazy, scouting for goat hunting.
Hey, Jennifer. Yeah, she said the Camp Mod, they're just listening while they are driving.
Okay, well, be careful, and thanks for joining us while you're on the road.
Yes.
Appreciate that.
Very cool. Yeah,
and y'all be safe.
People from all over the states. That's so exciting. We got Spokane, Washington.
Look at there, Wichita Falls, Texas.
Yeah, so we got
More
Texas,
Indiana
Minnesota, Washington.
Yeah,
that
of
is so
course,
crazy.
Canada and Washington.
Yeah.
Man.
Caitlin said, your latest garden tour, story of my life, grass, weeds, and half-productive bean plants. Yes. Actually, that video I filmed like 2 weeks ago. That's how behind, well, I won't say that's how behind I am. That's how busy I've been, is that I have not had time to get things posted as soon as I film them. But, of course, the title of our
I think that's why we like our live shows so much. Is
The
because
real time.
we can kind of give you some of the instant updates and what's been going on. But yeah, most of the time when we post a video, it actually happened a few days ago, if not a week ago, and sometimes that's a good thing because sometimes we can update it or add to it.
Right.
You know.
Give you a little insight behind the scenes. But yeah, so I filmed that video 2 weeks
Kathy.
ago. And today, Parker went through and cut down 3 of the corn rows. So now we just have the 1 row in the back with the pumpkins and the beans are growing up. But he cut down the stalks. We're going to pitch those out. We're going to turn it under, amend the soil. Well, actually, we don't really need to amend the soil because we're going to plant beans there.
Yeah.
So if you are new to gardening and you wonder why I say that, corn are heavy nitrogen feeders, but beans are nitrogen fixers. So the beans are actually just going to replace what the corn took. So we're going to get that soil get it prepped and ready to plant green beans. So hopefully we'll have some green beans that I can other than what I've bought from up the road.
Mandy, I'd say 90% of the time we do use iMovie. She's asking for our videos.
I would say 99.9% of the time we use that.
I mean, we do have a video editing software, but we only use that for maybe something really, really major's going on where we want to really take the time and do something nice. But most of the time, iMovie, and I just purchased a new laptop for myself, and it is a Mac. And so it has iMovie on it. So that's probably what we're going to stick with.
Yeah, it's just easy.
Like she said, 99% of the time.
Yeah. Oh, yes! That is awesome news, Mandy. I am super pumped. If you need any tips, we don't know anything, but we can we'll be your cheerleaders.
There's Deborah from Bardstown.
Oh, yeah, you're just up the road.
Yeah, and
very cool.
And we like Bardstown.
We have. We actually spent one of our anniversaries there.
We kind of did
Well, we did a staycation
yeah,
one
I was
year.
going to say a staycation, yeah.
And then for our anniversary, we went to Bardstown. We went to the Old Talbot Inn for dinner. We went into the little shops. It was right around Christmas time.
Yeah.
We went to my old Kentucky home. What else did we do while we were there?
CC says, hi, first time from Illinois. Experienced
Awesome.
grower.
Very cool.
That
Glad
is
you're
great.
here.
Great.
Glad you're here.
180 degrees from average is with us.
What's up?
Hey guys, I hope y'all are doing
Busy.
well.
Last minute mission critical project at work that came up a couple of months ago, almost done. Want to learn how to make videos too, especially with my big backyard makeover starting in 3 weeks. Ooh, who doesn't love makeovers? I love home makeovers, people makeovers.
So did
cool.
you finish your corn and replanting? Did you finish your story there? Or did you want to update them any more on the fall planting?
As of right now, that's all we've done. I mean, the squash needs to come out. The cucumbers need to come out.
They're done.
Yeah, they're done. The squash has been taken over by the squash bugs, but you know what? We got a freezer full of squash.
Our squash did awesome this year.
It did great.
The beans did not do very good this year.
The zucchini didn't do that great.
But,
I mean, we got some zucchini, but not a lot.
But our squash, we probably had our best year with squash. You think?
I would say yes, only because it seemed like it took a lot longer for the bugs to find it.
Yeah, the squash bugs, they're all over the place now, but they really didn't show up until pretty much the end.
Stivers Homestead is here. Hey, guys.
Hey, Stivers.
We are so pumped for the Stivers. They have found a beautiful...
It was so fun watching their video about an hour ago. Well, just a few minutes ago, actually. But man, they're just so excited when they're talking about it.
I'm excited for them.
Yeah.
It's a beautiful place, and can't wait to see that journey and see how they do there.
Yeah.
But it's funny because we were there a couple of years ago.
We know when we moved a few years ago. We know how exciting it is.
Yes, and I work in real estate. I'm not a realtor, but I work for realtors. So if you guys have any questions about how things go or whatever, we'll be happy to share that.
She's in it all day long. So.
Yeah, so very, very cool. But yeah, So, oh, and I also have to say, I don't know if you guys watched the Stivers video the other day. It's called The Real Reason That We're Moving. Like, I ugly cried when I watched that. When he was talking to his
Sorry.
mom. I did. I mean, when her voice cracked, I lost it. I lost it. Oh my goodness.
Corn question.
Yes, Tiffany said she did too. Yep. Yeah, that was God, you're right there.
Yeah.
All right, what's the corn question?
Corn question. How far apart were your plants?
About a foot.
Maybe 9.
About a foot.
Okay. Yeah.
Yeah. Why?
I was thinking maybe a little bit closer, but I guess they were about a foot apart.
They were a foot. I used my dibble.
Yep.
And I spaced them a foot apart.
Yep. So the corn did great. My dad's corn did not. He planted a bunch. I don't know if they just didn't pollinate very well or he planted them too close together, but it just produced little tiny ears and there's just hardly anything on them.
Yeah, I think it may have been more of a nutrient issue, but yeah, it's, you just never, that's when you learn the talk of the plants, it helps to kind of pinpoint what's been going on. But hey Kathy,
what state are y'all in?
we are in Kentucky.
We are in Kentucky.
Yes.
We are in southern Kentucky, like kind of the south central Kentucky.
Yeah, South Central Kentucky. Yeah, and that's another thing too, Stivers. I'm glad y'all are sticking around in the bluegrass. I mean, there was a time where we wanted to live in the Smokies. I was really, because he works for the Park Service.
Oh.
I was really hoping.
Speaking of that, keep going. Keep
do
with
we
that
really
thought.
want to discuss that part?
Well.
Okay. Anyway, so he works for the National Park Service, and I was like, you could get a job in the Smokies. That would be awesome. But y'all talked about the price of living, the cost of living. I was like, we can stay here.
Yep. We're blessed where we are. Things have worked out great. Wouldn't have it any other way. But the Stivers, they love the Smokies. That's where they go a lot. If you follow them, that you know their story, even getting married and all that. This summer with all the craziness that's been going on, with all the crazy, things getting canceled, just not being able to do what we want to do normally in the summertime, we have just been cooped up, and it's getting crazy. And hopefully some of y'all know about that. We finally are able to get away for a weekend. So coming up here soon, we're gonna go to the Smokies and just spend the weekend. Yeah. And we are looking forward to it. We are looking so forward to it.
I think you maybe more than the rest of us.
I just gotta get out of town.
And I even told him, he was like, I've got these days off and they're coming up. And I said, if you don't plan them, we won't go anywhere because I am perfectly content to be at home. I like sleeping in my own bed. I like getting up and letting the chickens out and walking through the garden. And so if you want to go anywhere, you gotta do the planning. That's gonna be fun. Just to get away for a couple nights. Yeah. And go to a spot that we really love to go to. We did go there for our honeymoon.
Yes, we did.
We didn't get married there, but I grew up just a couple of hours from there, and that's where we got married, was my home church.
Yeah, we got married down in Georgia, and within an hour and a half, 2 hours, we were at our cabin. Yeah.
What was cool was
right outside of Pigeon Forge.
What was cool was when we got married, it was raining. But then as we were driving into the Smokies, the rain transitioned to snow. Yeah. So that was really nice.
So when we got to our cabin, there was a couple of inches of snow already on the ground. Yeah. Of course, we got married in December.
Yeah. We got married, a week before Christmas?
The week before. Yeah. 19th.
Yeah.
So, yeah.
Somebody else asked something. I want to go. I keep forgetting this new mouse. You have to click it before you can use it.
We're using our son's laptop because
Yeah.
ours is getting worked on.
Cindy said, y'all use so much of your land. Are you thinking of ever getting a little more adjacent to you if you can? Yes, that was what we had intended, and we actually did talk to the farmer next door. He did give us a price, and it was about double what
it's not,
we were thinking.
So right now we're not doing that. If we buy any land,
he would have to come.
He would have to come down, or we would have to find some land up the road where we just find some land.
Right. Yeah, and we it would have to be something really, really incredible for me to want to sell and move. I love where we are.
Yeah, I don't know if we want to move,
love
but
our house.
I wouldn't be opposed to buying
Like
land.
Yeah.
Just a place where we could
Kind of like Living Traditions Homestead.
where we could have a little farm, but it might be 5 minutes up the road or something like that.
I'd be okay with that. Yeah, that's kind of like what Living Traditions Homestead did. They bought some land not like 10 minutes from where they live, and that's not. I wouldn't be opposed to that either. So let's see.
So we titled our video, "The Little Things Make a Big Difference."
Like my bangs.
Perfect example. No,
I'm
perfect
kidding.
example. I mean, just a little change.
I like our bangs.
A little change, and it might be very, very little, even to somebody else they wouldn't even notice, but to us, it's just like, why haven't we done this in a long, long time? I guess the one example I'm thinking of is today when I was in town running errands, we bought new blinds for our living room.
Oh yeah.
You know, blinds that go on the windows. That's something little. In the grand scheme of things, that's something little.
To a guy, yeah.
But
That's something small.
it makes that whole part of the house.
I don't know if y'all remember, we had like fabric shades, or like a gold color, and that's what was here when we moved in.
I called them the brown tarps.
Well, they're not brown; they were gold.
Yeah.
But anyway,
'Cause I'm a guy.
he said, we need to get some new shades. I'm like, absolutely. He wanted to get the cheap, like $8 thin vinyl ones, and I was like, no.
Well, that'd be better than what we got.
You're gonna get the pretty ones, the wide slat ones that look like wood. And so then he calls me and he's like, "Do you know how much more these are?" Yes.
But I got them.
He did get them, but I'm like, this is the living room. This isn't
I
like
got 'em,
a bedroom
And
or
we
something.
put them on, and it makes the whole room
Yeah,
look
look.
twice as big.
Look at that. Oh well, you can't really tell it.
You can't see.
No, you can't really tell it. But when the sun is shining and the blinds are open, it makes the room look huge. So it's really nice.
Yeah, it makes a big difference.
Yes, I love that. Mandy said blinds are like mascara for the eye or eyeliner. I 100% agree.
Yeah. But yeah, when we put them on, it was bright outside, and we opened them up.
Hey,
and
Jason.
Before, it was those fabric things, so it's either completely closed or completely up. There's no opening and seeing through, so that's just
it's
something little like
big,
that.
huge difference.
It makes it look so much more open.
Yeah.
The other little thing that I was thinking of was
Exactly, still maple.
what regards our chickens.
Yes, I know
Two
exactly
things.
what you're going to say.
Two things.
Okay.
You go with the first one because you know what I'm going to say.
Okay.
You know.
So one of the things is the chickens are now putting themselves to bed 100%.
Yes.
What we do is we leave their coop door open all day. They're enclosed. If you haven't seen our setup, we have our coop, and then we have it's not like a move. I mean, you could move it, but it's T-posts and
Thank you, Kathy.
poultry netting, right? So when we let them out in the morning, we leave the door open, and it's kind of fun because sometimes they go in there, and sometimes they, then they'll come out or they'll hang out under the coop. But anyway, so at night, when the sun starts going down, the last 4 nights,
I guess.
the last 4 nights,
Maybe more than that.
about 10 till 8, we'll look out there, and there they go in like a single file line up the ramp into the coop. So
Well, we kind of been out there. I mean, before this, we'd always go out there probably 15 minutes before the sun was going down and trying to get them all in because we wanted to make sure they were all put up before it got dark. So we would go out there so we could still see what's going on. And one night we were just busy, and before we knew it, the sun went down and it was dark. And I ran out there to put them up, and I couldn't find them. They were up.
Yeah, they put themselves
And
up.
they've been doing it ever since.
Yep. So that's
awesome.
I know it's kind of like when your kids, like when you don't have to, when your kids are big enough to go, you know,
Yeah.
I'm going to bed now. It's like, okay, good night.
Go to bed.
Yeah. And then Lilac Valley wants to know, did I get new glasses? Yes, I did. These are my new bifocals.
Yeah.
I've had them for a few weeks. I need to go get them adjusted though, because they're
Look
kind
at
of
new glasses.
they're kind of too tight.
Bangs. She's just beautiful.
Aw, stop it. But yes, my new bifocals. I can see now.
That's a big plus too.
Yeah.
And that's a big thing. That's not a little thing. That's a big thing. You get those glasses and see.
Yeah.
So the other little thing about the chickens, I mean, one is just now that it's dark, they go up, they go into their coop on their own. The other thing was today I mowed the yard, and by the way, just mowing the yard to me,
One of those little things.
that's
Yeah.
I just to me, when I mow the yard, this place looks 100
Thank you,
times
Kim.
better. But once I got done mowing the yard, I actually cleaned out the chicken coop, cleaned it all out, and put new pine shavings in.
It's the first time we've cleaned it since they've been out there.
Yeah,
Isn't it?
so I don't know how long it's been, a month.
About a month.
And so, you know, it wasn't as dirty as I thought it would be, except for one corner where a lot of them gather up. But
Yeah.
just cleaning that out and putting all the fresh stuff in there, it just, to me, that just made a world of difference.
Yeah.
Again, something little, take out the old, put in new pine shavings. Awesome.
And some of y'all might be wondering, why in the world are they talking about this stuff? Well,
Yeah.
I think it's good to reflect on the small things that still bring us joy, because there's so much craziness still going on. You would think, I mean, it's been what, since March? Since it seems like the whole world is flipped upside down. And I know I've noticed that a lot of people, it's like they're one of two things. It's either it's absolutely worn them down, and they're just doom and gloom. They can't see a way out of it, and it's just really getting to them. And then, I'll talk about this in a second.
Okay. Yeah.
But you know, it's important to stay positive, and to, even if it's just something small like new fresh pine shavings for the chickens, or bangs,
Or the grass is mowed.
or the grass is mowed,
Or
the
I can
house
see
is-
out my living room window now.
Yeah. And I've been doing the Fly Lady cleaning routines this is my third week.
I tell you, that's not a little thing, because that's a big thing, cleaning.
Yeah. And I
But-
have to say, I've been doing it for me. I've not been doing it for my family. The family benefits, but I needed to do it for my own sanity.
I mean, yeah, I didn't know why you had started or what, but I can definitely tell. I mean, you're doing a great job, because I mean, I get up in the morning and everything's put up and it looks great, and you just, especially at the end of the day when you come home from work, if you come home and you think there's a bunch of stuff I've got to do, maybe everything's a mess and you want to straighten it all up, but when you come home and everything is just put up, it's just like, I can just relax.
And if you don't know what the Fly Lady is, the Fly Lady is it's this woman wrote a book, and she used to be a slob and just kind of figured out little ways to maintain her home and her sanity. And
Southern Blessed Homestead says they used to do the Fly Lady.
yeah, and it's And it's just, what's great about it is that she breaks it down into small tasks and small routines. I think routine is the biggest thing. And so that way you're not overwhelmed. I work full time from home. We also homeschool. We have our homestead, and then maintaining my house, even with the kids' help and Jack's help. It just we weren't staying on top of it at all, and it was just absolutely. I like a well kept house, and it had not been well kept in a very, very long time.
Oh,
so
it wasn't that bad.
oh yes, it was. It was to me. I mean, it was like, like almost. It was getting to me like mentally and emotionally. I couldn't deal with it anymore. So anyway, but it's like 15 minutes a day. And she tells you what to do, and then there's like morning routines and evening routines, and it's just, anyway, it's great. So that's what the Fly Lady is. Okay. You can look it up. She's got videos on YouTube. The app, I think, is like the best thing ever. But anyway, okay. So somebody mentioned my watch. I got a bonus. This is a work bonus.
It's a work bonus, which that's cool.
Yeah.
That was a big thing, not a little thing.
One of my realtors had a really, really good week, and I got a bonus.
Yeah.
So that's what that is.
We are new to the whole chicken thing, so I just saw the comment who asked about it, about the chickens not smelling.
Not smelling.
Tiffany.
Yeah.
Is there a way to make your chickens not smell? I will be honest with you. Ours have not really been smelling. Now the coop, I guess a couple of times I opened up the coop and you could smell it a little bit. And I think that might be one reason I went ahead and cleaned it out today. But now that it's cleaned out and the new pine shavings are put in, it doesn't smell at all. So I don't know how your setup is, what kind of, where you keep your chickens.
I think and one thing that some people do, we chose not to do this method, but some people will have their chickens on like a chicken tractor and they move them every single day. And that's supposed to also help with the smell. Yeah,
if you can move them around, if you can't move them around wherever they're staying, if you can just, I guess keep it clean or at least stay on it. The coop that we built, we put pine shavings all in it. And so when the chickens are leaving their chicken waste everywhere, that's going to soak into the pine shavings. It's not going to stick to the floor or anything like that. So when you just sweep that out and put new ones in, and it keeps it fresh. So again, we're new to this.
Right.
We're trying to figure it out as we go, but so far we haven't had the whole big stinky thing yet.
Right. Okay, and I have a question for y'all, speaking of chickens. Now, I know that there are several of our YouTube Homestead friends that have their own coop sprays that they make using essential oils. But let's say you don't have a huge collection of essential oils and you would like to use some coop spray. Coop spray is used to get rid of mites and things like that.
Okay.
What brand on the market would you recommend? Because we have a Rural King and we have a couple of TSCs near us.
Yeah.
And then of course there's Amazon. So are there any that you guys recommend? Good night, Rebecca. Thank you for watching and being here.
Southern Blessed Homestead says that they found out chickens smell when they start molting once a year.
Oh, yeah, and our chickens haven't done that yet.
So yeah, we haven't got to that point yet.
Yes, Fly Lady does have a channel and she goes live almost every day and does a lot of stuff.
Frequently cleaning after the chickens helps, except for when it rains.
Feed your chickens fresh oregano. We have been doing that.
Yeah.
We've been... Okay, thank you, Desert Family. I have been wondering about that. I have seen those, the Revive oils. Revive oils.
I don't know what those are.
Okay, well, it's a brand of essential oils, and they are supposed to be more affordable, but still just as pure as some of the higher
And this is
ends.
for the chickens?
Well, it was for whatever you use essential oils for. So I'm glad I've been meaning to ask about that. I'm glad somebody has tried that. Let's see. Want to try pine shavings.
Been using straw.
Tried sand. Didn't like that. Huh? I've not heard of the sand. Let's see. I like putting fresh or dried herbs in nesting boxes with fresh straw. Let's see. I read in a book that you can also. Oh, it's I had the Lisa Steele's Gardening for Chickens, and she had talked about using marigolds, cutting the heads of marigolds and drying them, and then using them in the coop and in the nesting boxes to keep bugs away. So, wondered, do any of y'all tried that?
I use
doTERRA.
doTERRA.
See, Eden's Garden essential oils are affordable too. Okay. I've seen where somebody had like an Eden's Garden, some sort of tonic
So,
thing.
once again, the
Whatever
community
you
is
can
coming up
dry.
with some great answers for everybody here.
Yes. Okay, so a lot of you are recommending. Okay, so what my question was is if you don't have essential oils at the ready, like we do not. I mean, we have some, but I mostly use them in my diffuser. Are there any on the market, like sprays, coop sprays that are already made that you can use?
Also feed the
Diatomaceous earth?
Put where they do their dirt paths.
Oh, I hadn't thought about that.
Yeah, that's a good idea.
Because I have some of that.
Thank you, Debbie. Yeah.
Yeah. Let's see. So when you feed them diatomaceous earth, do you just kind of mix it in with their food? Let's see. Also cut up fresh rosemary and lavender in the coop and keep away bugs. Okay, so I have rosemary. I don't have lavender. So I can do that. Dry peppermint or spearmint. My mint is almost dead because it's not been getting coop spray to keep away bugs, not poop spray.
No.
Hey, Cliff. Okay,
Don't
Cliff.
want to get the poop spray.
Jump Off A is the one that had emailed us
Yeah.
about homeschooling. So
Oh, yeah.
Cliff had actually emailed Jackie and I with a suggestion of making a video about homeschooling, getting started with homeschooling, just because there are a lot of people.
The getting started, setting it up.
Right. There are a lot of people who are having to make that decision, a decision that they probably never ever considered before, but with everything going on,
Yeah.
a lot of people are considering homeschooling. And so we have not made that video yet, but that is a good video, and
That's a great idea, and
Yeah.
we're all for that.
Absolutely.
So that's something that we are going to do.
Yes.
Yes.
Yeah, and we should like do a Q&A, like have people send us questions so we can try to address it all in one.
That would be a good idea.
And one sit down. Because homeschooling can be very simple, but people like me who are overthinkers will complicate the snot out of it.
Yeah.
So homeschooling is just one of those things that you could make it as simple and inexpensive as you need to, or you can make it as complicated and
Prairie Girl and
very
Cowboy
expensive
Homestead
as
says
you
my
want to.
daughter is just starting homeschooling with 3 kids.
Oh my goodness.
Yeah, so there's going to be so many people that are getting into it, that are starting it. Some out of necessity now, and some just they've decided they're going to try this to make better choices.
Yeah.
So yeah, it's something we've been doing now for how many years? 6 or 7? About, I think, maybe. Yeah.
Parker
maybe.
was 3rd grade when we started, and he's 9th grade now.
He's
so
now
6.
he's now a freshman.
This
in
is our
high school.
6th homeschool year.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Let's see. Okay, so where was it? Diana, what is PDZ? So you said you use, and going back to the coop thing.
I know there's still a lot of people giving some good advice about
When we clean the
coops.
coop, we layer with pine shavings, PDZ, I don't know what that is, and diatomaceous earth on the shavings.
Okay.
And then also a small pool with wood ash. That's not a bad idea too, with a pool. It's good for mites, yes, mixed with food, no certain amount, not a ton of it, it cannot hurt them. Okay, good deal. Now I'm guessing you use food grade, because I have organic diatomaceous earth that I can put on the garden. So do I need to look for a different kind of diatomaceous earth, or will that work? Because I don't know if it's just like ground up extra fine to be food grade or what. Let's see. Positive thinking is key.
Yes.
Definitely. Properly oils like oregano and rosemary. Let's see. My kids are 30 and 34 and we homeschooled. It's really neat meeting homeschooled adults. We know some, and I know the Hollers. Both of them were homeschooled.
I didn't know that.
Oh, you didn't? Oh,
No,
yeah.
I didn't know that.
Yeah, both of them were homeschooled.
It's like our neighbors before we moved. He was homeschooled.
Yeah.
And we didn't know that.
Yeah.
We thought, you know, they're going to think we're weird because we homeschool
Has
our
to be.
kids. And he was like, oh, that's great. I was homeschooled. So.
Works great in coop to work as carbons to stop any bad smells.
Probably
Okay.
has to be food grade.
Okay.
Yeah.
Has to be food grade. Okay. I'll have to double check. Is a horse stall fresher and pet deodorizer. I just used the diatomaceous earth from TSC. Cool.
Okay.
Very cool. Thank you, Diana. Very, very cool. Well, hey, Chris and Tara, how are you? Let's see. We homeschool and are so glad we do. Yeah, it has definitely been, I think, as far as like a family decision, the best thing that we have done for our family is homeschooling, for sure.
Chris and Tara, that's easy to remember.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I never really thought about that. That's right.
When you said hi, Chris and Tara, I was like, my cousin?
Yeah. Yeah, his cousin Chris and Chris's longtime girlfriend
Is Tara. Yeah.
That's fine. I never really thought about that. Yeah. Let's see. Thankful we homeschooled our 3 kids.
Wow.
We have been homeschooling for 16 years now. Yeah. Let's see. Parker is, like I said, he's starting high school, and so in a few years. I mean, I honestly don't know how long we'll homeschool him. I don't know. I gave Emily the option of graduating early, and she didn't want to. She wanted to go until she was 18, until her senior year. I don't know what Parker will decide to do. Of course, it'll just depend on, you know, where he's at, scholastically, I guess, or academically. But yeah, so we'll see how he does. I don't know if he'll go all the way up to 18 or if he'll finish early.
Art of Creation Homestead. Well, hey there. I know you've been chatting with us, but hi. So, yeah.
Well, hey.
And that's, you know, that's something that hopefully well, I won't say a timetable, but we will do a video about getting a homeschool started.
We have to be very careful about agreeing to do things. I
don't
feel
want to
like,
say we'll try to get that done within the next week or two, but you know.
Yeah. I feel really, I feel bad. I had talked to Lisa Sutton at Sutton's Days some time back about doing a collaboration in September. And she asked me about it because September is like just a couple of weeks away, if I was going to be able to it. And I'm like, I hate to be a jerk, but I am spread so thin right now. I can't promise that I will do something because I'm afraid that I won't be able to do it. And then yeah. So anyway.
You have been busy lately. I can say that.
Oh yeah.
And I mean, as far as a lot of you that are doing the big gardening, I mean, this is our busy season. This is harvest time. And there's a lot of people there's a lot of stuff we're still collecting and canning and putting up.
Which reminds me, I'm almost out of canning lids.
The lids.
I have been collecting canning lids, I don't know how long, for this year, for this canning season, and I am just about out. And so I was like, well, I better start grabbing some more. The other day I went to 2 TSCs. I went to, how many?
Jump off I agree with your comment. 100%.
I don't know how many Dollar Generals did I tell you I went to? 3?
You went to 3. Yeah.
And I went to 2 Walmarts.
And TSC.
And yeah, TSC. Could not find canning lids anywhere or jars. So,
But you found them online.
found them online, TSC. My friend Carol,
Not-
Kentucky Faith Haven Farm.
Not jumped up like a lot of other stores are doing.
Yes.
They didn't price gouge.
Exactly. That's the thing is if you go on Amazon, it is literally $1 a lid. It's $1 a lid on Amazon. And I'm like, no. No.
But how much have you spent by driving to 6 or 7 different places
Not
looking
$1
for
a
'em
lid. Good grief. $1 a lid.
with all the time and gas?
Ridiculous.
We do have Ace.
That's neither
We do
here nor
have
there.
several. Yeah, there's a couple of Ace Hardwares in the area too.
Yeah, I haven't looked there. But anyway, $1 a lid. So anyway, but yeah, but TSC as of right now, their prices are normal, and you can have your order delivered for a shipping fee, unless it's like $99, and then I think
Maybe we'll find some.
then it's
in,
free. It's like free after you spend so much,
Maybe,
but
maybe we'll
to
find some in
ship-
the Smokies.
to ship to the store is free. So anyway, let's see.
Maybe we'll go. We'll go look for some deals while we're visiting the Smokies for our little getaway.
Yeah.
Here in a little while.
That'd be nice. Mandy talked about the pineapple tomato. I actually grew some of those, oh gosh, I think about 3 or 4 years ago. And I can't remember. I posted a picture somewhere of my biggest tomato. And it was like the size of a little saucer plate. The thing was ginormous. And it was so pretty because when you slice it, it's yellow and it's kind of got like some pink veins in it. It was so neat. But yeah, it's a very good tomato. Oh, TSC? TSE? Is that?
They probably meant TSC.
TSC.
Yeah.
It's TSC.
Tractor Supply
Tractor
Company
Supply Company, yes.
is what we're talking about.
Yeah.
And
I can
then-
see why it sounds like we say it so fast. TSC.
Yeah, Tractor Supply
Yeah.
Company, and then when they're talking about Ace, they're talking
Mm-hmm.
about Ace Hardware, which we have those in our area as well. And we actually, well, Ace Hardware just got sold, and a new family owns it. But
Mm-hmm.
the family that has owned it for years and years, we go to church with them, and
Mm-hmm.
they are. You talk about.
No, they sold it.
I know.
Oh.
They were talking about people that work at Ace are really top notch, good people, and,
Yeah.
and ours was the same way. And they've sold it. I don't know the family. We don't know the new owners.
Yeah.
But the old owners, yes. Great people.
Somebody asked, let's see, how much would you save canning? $1 a lid would still be cheaper than buying the goods in the store. Not here. I don't know what your prices are, but like even for, well, I mean, it just depends. Like a can of organic green beans may cost right at $1 around here, maybe $1 and a few cents. But yeah, I'm not paying $1 a lid. I refuse.
No.
I refuse. Let's see. I ordered my lids from Lehman's in a sleeve of $2.88, and they are the best lids I have ever used. Yeah, actually, one place I have not gone is up the road about 35-40 minutes. There's a couple of Amish salvage stores. The one that I generally shop at, and then there's one that's like 10 minutes up the road from them, and that one has. You can buy lids in bulk. And they're actually, it's cheaper than what I have seen on Amazon. That is if they still have them. I should probably go check them out before I order from TSC.
Jump Off Ace says, I have lids. Just send me an email.
Oh. Well, I just might do that.
Thank you. Somebody said, did you see Jump Off Ace message? And I didn't, so I had to scroll back up and look at it.
Awesome. Yeah, I'll send you a
But
message.
thanks for letting us know.
Yeah, I will buy them from you. Like I'm not spending $1 a lid.
The Walmart Country Preacher,
What?
right here.
Try Walmart.
Oh, okay. I was like, who's got? That's a weird channel. The Walmart Country Preacher.
Empty Nester said, "Can you make jelly from store-bought bottled juice?"
I just read that
you
wrong.
Absolutely can. I know there are several videos. I'm trying to think. It seems like Living Traditions has one. Making, I think the Needy Homesteader has some. Making jelly from like grape juice.
Mm-hmm.
Farm and Fleet usually has jars. I've never heard of a Farm and Fleet. Let's see. Get thyself to the Amish salvage store.
I like that.
Here.
Yeah.
I love that. Let's see. If I was in the U.S., I would be emailing you too, Cliff. Oh, me. Let's see. I took the leap and ordered Tatler lids. I actually do have some Tatler lids. Our friend, who is also our pastor, ordered some, and he said, "Have you ever used Tatler lids?" And I said, "No, but I've been wanting to." And he said, "Well, I'm going to order some, and I'll order you some too." I said, "Okay." And so I have them. I just haven't used them yet.
We have not done a video or been live since the brisket. Have we?
No, we have not. I don't
We
think
have
so.
not.
Have we?
No.
No, we haven't.
No, because we missed last Monday. We were not able to go live last week.
We had technical difficulties last week.
We did. We had a computer down. We had a computer that broke on us.
Yeah,
And
it's still in the shop, but we have a backup.
yeah, I think you might get it maybe tomorrow.
Hopefully.
But yeah, we're using our sons right now. But yeah, so I will give you this quick update. We had a viewer that watches us, and I can't.
It's Hawkins Hill.
Hawkins Hills, and they're from Missouri, and they have a meat processing plant.
Facility.
Yeah, facility. And they heard us so excited about the smoker that I have got. They sent us a brisket, and I smoked that brisket. Now, they sent it already marinated in their special marinade, something that they like to make. And that was awesome. That was the bomb. And I have never smoked a brisket in my life. So I did not know a lot of how
What you were doing.
The briskets are a different type of meat, obviously. But anyway, so I watched a couple of YouTube videos. I kind of looked up a few things, and let's just say it couldn't have turned out better. For the first time, for us trying that, it was amazing.
It was
It was
amazing.
amazing.
I love brisket.
I can't
Anytime
wait
we
to
go
do more.
Anytime we go to my favorite barbecue place, that's what I always get.
It
is
was
the brisket.
amazing. Yes, what channel in Missouri?
It's not, they
Well,
don't have a channel.
They don't have a channel like a YouTube channel. I mean, they do view us. They don't make videos.
Right.
What is the name of their processing facility? We're going to have to look this up.
It's like Central Missouri.
Yeah, Central
Actually,
Missouri.
hand me my phone and I'll tell you. Thank you. I will tell you.
And I
just
don't
a
know,
second.
they possibly could be watching or may watch this later and comment, but can't thank them enough. I mean, that was just a huge blessing for them to send this stuff to us, and then it was the most amazing meat ever.
Yeah.
I highly recommend, because they have good quality meat. It was definitely awesome.
Yes. All right.
I did post pictures on Instagram of it. So if you follow us on Instagram, it's Tangy _ Freedom Homestead, Jack _ Freedom Homestead.
Oh, link.
Sometimes when I post stuff, it will also put it on our Freedom Homestead Facebook page. But yeah, it was awesome.
It's Central Missouri Meat and Sausage is the name of the facility.
Say that again for 'em.
Central Missouri Meat and Sausage, and they have a .com too,
.com.
so you can.
So that's their website.
Well, and it's the name of their facility as
Yeah.
well. But yeah, if you guys are
And we've got a lot of
nearby,
homestead friends and viewers from the Missouri area. So if you're nearby that place or can look them up, I would recommend them.
yeah, they're awesome, and it's well, and I'll tell you too, if you're thinking about maybe purchasing from them, She said everything we process is steroid-free, antibiotic-free, hormone-free, and locally raised. So now I don't know if they normally ship, if this was just something that they did for us, but if you're at least in the area, you can go check them out.
Thank you, Cliff, for helping us out here.
They won't have lids for the rest of the year. Wow, that's crazy.
Rose's Liberty. Hubby smokes a lot of pork shoulder and wants to try brisket. We've got a... No, we don't have a pork shoulder. But I want to do pork shoulder, Boston butt. I want to keep doing brisket.
Yeah.
That was just so good.
Let's see. Are we coming to the picnic on September 12th?
Coming to the Homestead picnic, September 12th. They're... you're talking about the one in Kentucky. Is it still called the Harvest or the Heartland?
The Heartland, yeah, the old-fashioned picnic.
The Heartland Homesteaders old-fashioned picnic near Land Between the Lakes. We do want to go to that, and we will try to go to that.
Yeah.
I still have to get off work that day, but we would like to go to that.
Yeah, September 12th. That's on a Saturday.
Wow, looks like all of a sudden we're getting bombarded with some trolls.
That's how you know you are going places. When the trolls come out to play, it only means...
Finishing up my we bacon wrapped venison.
Oh my word. That sounds amazing.
Finishing up pickled beets tonight. Lids are hard to find here too.
I love me some pickled beets.
So yeah.
Turkey
Lisa's in Northwest Ohio.
Let's see. Yes, Heartland Homestead Picnic.
Yeah, Kathy just posted a
we went
link
to
this picnic, and we had a good time there.
Good night, Caitlin.
We went last year for the first time. Well, it was their first one.
It was their first one.
But we went last year, and we met a lot of great people.
Yes.
It was very laid back, very casual, so you have lots of time to just mingle around and talk to people and get to know different people. And it was a lot of fun.
Yeah.
It was a lot of fun.
And
they did have several people. I mean, that's where we met Nathan.
Nathan Sampson from Sampson Farm. We got to meet the Stivers.
It's actually the first time we met the Stivers.
Yeah.
They were there, and of course the ones that hosted it. Well, 2 or 3 of people really got together and hosted it, and they did a wonderful job.
Art of Creation, yes.
Southern Blessed was there too. Yep.
Yeah. Yeah. I remember when I got my first troll, when my channel was still called The Caver's Wife, I was like, oh, I don't believe this. I got a troll. This is amazing. It's really exciting. And thumbs down, are you kidding? They're like one of my favorite things.
Yeah, she does like that. I mean, here lately, any video we post, within like the first minute of us publishing it and making it go public, there's a thumbs down.
Yeah, it's like, that is awesome. They haven't even had time to like watch it.
So that means somebody
they're like waiting
not
for
only
us.
subscribes but follows us, gets the notification, and as soon as we post it.
Yeah.
All right.
Have you ever seen the movie The Jerk? And he's like, my name is in the phone book. I'm somebody now. That's in YouTube. When you get trolls and thumbs down, you're somebody now.
Tiffany says, do they have homesteading events
in Texas?
Texas.
Yes. Oh, what is it called? It's the Texas Boys and Daddy Curbs, and there's several that go out there. What is that called? Cliff. Let's see. What is it called? It's like, I cannot remember it. But yes, there is one. I'm trying to remember. Feed the Land. Is it Feed the Land? I think it's the Feed the Land conference. Pretty sure.
Somebody says that YouTube is not sending notifications now, so I don't know about that.
Oh. Well, shucks.
that means somebody is really...
They're just waiting.
Waiting.
Bless their hearts. But yeah, I think it's called Feed the Land. Pretty sure the Texas, and that's the only one that I know of. But a lot of our YouTube community friends go to that one.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, they definitely have
so
one.
it says they have stopped the
Sorry
notification
to
emails.
not be able to tell you exactly off the top of my head.
Yeah, because like I said, we want to go to Texas, but we have not. The only time I've been to Texas is for some hurricane relief through work, and that's not the time you want to go to Texas. I kind of saw it in not so good a shape, and I went to a town that probably is not one of the nicest places to say this represents Texas.
Yeah. Yeah, and it was, post-hurricane.
Post-hurricane, yeah.
Let's say. Okay. Thank you guys. Our mods are the best.
They are.
We have the best mods. Can I
do.
just say how awesome our mods are, because they don't have to be here. They could be at home watching Netflix with their feet up.
And they're on it too. They really
and they are
help us out a
here
lot.
to keep the chat family friendly, to share links, to make life a little bit easier for us and for y'all. You guys are just the best. Thank y'all so much for your dedication and your love and for being here. We just love y'all to pieces. Thank you very much. But yeah. What time is it?
I'm still in Texas for a few more days.
Okay, very good. Very good. Okay.
Yeah.
I want to go to Texas, though.
Thank y'all so much.
If y'all don't know this about me, I grew up watching movies, so everything that I think about, there's a movie reference somewhere. So anyway, there's the movie Pee-wee's Big Adventure, where he goes to Texas and he tells Dottie, I'm in Texas. She goes, yeah, right. And he goes, honest, listen. And then he sticks his head out of the phone booth and he goes, the stars at night are big and bright. And then everyone stops and goes, deep in the heart of Texas. So, like, part of me wants to try that and see if it actually happens.
No, don't. Don't. We will get run out of Texas.
Let's see. You just made me feel great about our channel. We had our first video to reach 800, got trolls and a thumbs down. Yes. Look at you going places.
Get 'em. You're gonna get them. You're gonna get a lot more. Yeah.
Yeah.
It really bothered me when that started happening. It really bothered me.
Yeah, and I'm like,
and she was loving it, and I was
Yeah.
like, no. I was ready. I was like, bring it. I'm going to take them on, and you just have to.
Yeah.
Can't let it bother you.
And seriously, like some of their comments are so absurd that it is hard not to die laughing because they're so dumb.
Was it Amanda or 1870s? 1870s. Rachel, remember what did she post? Somebody commented. Was it her?
Yeah.
That's an absurd comment.
I can't remember what it was.
Something
but yeah,
about
I
you're
thinking,
not.
that she was lazy.
You're not a homesteader. You're just a lazy video creator.
Yes. And I'm like, yeah, you're so lazy.
I was like, number one, they don't watch them.
Yeah, you're so lazy that you grow your own food and you can like a year's worth of food and then some. You're so lazy, Rachel. My goodness.
And have your own bees and make your own honey.
Yeah, and have a full-time job working at what do they work at? Like a power plant or something like that?
She's just a filmmaker.
She's so lazy and she's hideous and their house is ugly and they're...
No, they didn't say all that.
I know. I'm just adding to the exaggeration.
But yeah, how stupid.
So funny. Yeah.
I mean, that just shows you just people are ridiculous. Why do they want to make people feel bad?
Yeah.
They put down people. I mean, I don't know.
Yeah. But I also will say this because I kind of experienced something today. I don't know if anybody saw it on my Instagram picture where I posted the picture of my bangs. And somebody said
they're looking for attention. That's what it is.
No. Here's the thing, because there was more to that conversation that I didn't tell you about that came afterward. But somebody said, well, the downside of having gray hair is it makes you look older. I thought you were 50 and I'm 40. And then I said, LOL, are you being for real? And then she was like, well, I'm 50 and I thought we were the same age. And I was like, oh, well, no. And so anyway, you know, she did not mean it to be insulting, even though it did sound
I didn't
that
say
way.
she was looking for attention. I was reading, we were talking about the trolls.
Oh,
the trolls
okay.
are just looking for attention. No, I
Yeah,
wasn't talking
okay.
about that lady.
But so here's the thing is I have realized, and I do try to give some people the benefit of the doubt, but not trying to be naive either. The problem with social media and comments on YouTube and things like that is sometimes we cannot tell the intent of a person's words because maybe one, they don't know how to communicate very well. Number two, you don't hear their voice, you don't see their facial expressions. So sometimes it may come across as they're being a jerk, but actually they're not. They just
they didn't mean it that way.
They didn't mean it that way.
But
So,
then you can read it that way.
right,
Yeah.
right. So anyway, it was just
That's me.
Yeah.
That's me. I like to just get to the point. So if I send somebody a message, they could definitely read it the wrong way. Just because I just want to make my point
yeah,
quick.
yeah.
So is it Diana?
Uh-huh.
So she started a homeschool group in her town, and then she got a troll, and then that person created a rival homeschool group. That has happened with some of our friends about bees. We have a beekeeping society or groups here that a friend of mine was kind of in charge of, and yeah, he had other people because they couldn't be in charge of it. They went and started their own, and that's just like, you know what? Come together.
Yeah.
Quit
Well, that
being
kind of
haters.
happened too with when me and Amanda started Frugal Family Food, and we were very strict about what we would allow in the group because there are a lot of like people that are in desperate times in that group, and they're like, I've got $20, I've got 4 kids. You know, how can I feed my family for the next week on $20? You know, and so we knew because we've experienced, you know, that's a very sensitive time. So we were not going to allow any sort of negativity or trolling or whatever. So we had very strict rules. And anyway, we actually had someone that was a very active person in the group, and they were not following the rules, and they got kicked out, and they confronted Amanda about it, and Amanda just said, you know, those are the rules. Those are the rules, and we have to, you know, what's good of rules if you're not going to make people abide by them anyway? And so they went and started their own frugal food Facebook group.
Well, going back to people sending messages and you reading them the wrong way, I think Serenity Hill had a great comment about that. It's really easy to misunderstand the intent online or texting and stuff like that. Very easy. And I think right now it's just enhanced with everybody being so on edge with, you know, just it's a crazy summer and there's a lot of division going on, and people are
Which
people are
is
looking for something.
Being driven by
It's being driven by fear.
by the powers that be.
Yeah, it's being driven by fear, and it's just getting everybody on edge. So everybody's just intense right now for the wrong reasons, and anytime they hear something, immediately they want to, what do you mean by that?
Right.
So yeah, it's very easy to do right now.
And I'll tell you how you can remedy that. Turn off your TV and get off social media.
Well,
Read a book, go outside, hug your kids, play with the dog, feed your chicken, stay in the garden.
what do you mean by that?
Exactly what I said.
Take it the wrong way.
Let's see. Somebody asked if someone was looking to relocate, would we recommend our area? Well, it depends on what you're looking for, I guess. Why don't the Amish have COVID? They don't have TV. makes you kind of go, doesn't it? Well, see, our town is small, like 2,500 small. So for someone to troll us, make rude comments, and then try to come into our stomping grounds, someone was about to get a burnt dictionary.
Oh, sorry,
on their
I'm yawning.
doorstep. Ah, that's funny. Let's see. I think a lot of folks are going a little bit mental being separated for so long. Yes.
Yeah, it's just,
I think that's kind
we're
of...
going through some crazy
that's-
times right now.
That's kind of part of the plan, if you want to know
Yeah.
my opinion.
And to be honest with you, I think it's probably only going to last a couple more months.
Yeah.
To be honest with you.
Yeah.
I have my own views on that.
Yeah.
I'm not going to get into it right now.
Yeah,
but-
Art of Creation said that's why we have to show more love right now, and that actually is really goes hand in hand with what our pastor preached on Sunday. It was a very encouraging message, and you know, and that's what what the world needs right now is the Lord, and
Absolutely.
yeah. So it just right now, like he said, there's a lot of hate and there's a lot of fear, and a lot of it is being, oh man, there's so much I want to say, but I'm not gonna. But a lot of it is being pushed by people that want power, and
That's the way it's been for years and years
Yeah.
across the world. If they can create fear, the fear allows them to have more power because they let them have the power to remedy what's causing the fear.
right. Let's see. Miss T said, I think it's especially bad for the under 24 adults. Heard the suicide rate for 18 to 24 has increased 25%. Goodness
It has.
gracious.
It's gone up. Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah. So, I mean, there are things that we can do. I think number one, if you know the Lord, if you're a Christian, pray. Pray. You may think that is a little thing. That's a big thing.
Right.
That's a big thing. So yeah, we get communities praying. We get neighborhoods praying. Pretty soon we got a nation
Right.
praying.
And honestly, if you're not watching the news and you're going into your community, you're going to see more positive things than you are going to see negative things.
Yeah.
Because that is what they
It's-
feast on. They feast on your fear. They want you to see people rioting and protesting and being divisive and all of those things. And yes, those things are happening because obviously you see them happening, but also a lot of it
They
is
intensify it.
they intensify it. They show you parts of it. There's a sermon that we heard many years ago called Prince Albert and a Can Salvation. And he was talking about how whenever he was a kid, if you guys know, Prince Albert in the can was
Prince
tobacco.
Albert tobacco.
Yeah, Prince Albert tobacco that was in a can. And he said when he was a kid, they would take the back of it. It had like, I guess,
They
probably
would take the
history.
empty cans and fill them full of fishing worms
Yeah.
and take them fishing. And they use the empty Prince Albert cans to go fishing. So while they're fishing,
They would scratch off some of the words on the back of the can to make it say what they wanted it
whatever
to say.
they wanted to make it
So
say.
basically what our pastor was talking about was how people have taken the Bible and they've taken out the parts that they don't like to make it say what they want it to say.
Yeah.
But what was my point was that the media takes what they want you to know. They take out all the other parts that are really happening to push their agenda. And
They'll take an interview
yeah.
and do the exact same thing.
Yeah.
They will cut out the pieces and then splice it together to make it sound total opposite
Right.
of what that person was actually saying.
And see, and here's the thing that I don't understand. Like we even saw this play out a few years ago during hurricane season. We could physically and literally see how the weather reporters were exaggerating their circumstances by like getting on their knees to make it look like that they were waist deep in water, and then you could see people in the background like walking across the area.
Yeah.
And it's like, okay, why in the world, when we can actually see this playing out in our eyes, do we take what they say for more than what it is? It's garbage. So turn off the news, get off of
She's
your
getting
social
fired up.
media, go in the garden, play with your kids, play with your dog, pray, love your family, love your
Pray.
neighbors,
Pray.
go to church.
Be kind to one another.
Yeah, and get away
But
from
being
all of
kind
that.
to one another doesn't mean you have to agree with everything they do.
Right. Right.
I mean, if you really love someone, you should tell them when they're doing something wrong that might cause harm and hurt.
Right.
People just don't understand that either. They think being kind and being loving is to be okay with whatever anybody does or thinks or feels or their opinions. But anyway, we digress.
Susan said, I was watching another live this afternoon and the host was interviewing a pastor. The pastor said they did an altar call yesterday and had 200 people come forward. I think there's a lot of people right now who are looking for something. They're looking for something. And
And we hope they're getting the truth.
And we know that at our church,
Yeah.
we've been getting visitors. We've been getting
We have
people
been.
that, that maybe live in the community and some of them go to church somewhere else and they wanted to, see what our church was like or whatever. But, sometimes the Lord uses things like this to draw people to him. So,
This may be causing a lot of hearts to break, to search for whatever that hole is in their heart. And, the Holy Spirit can draw them. That's what it takes for salvation. The Holy Spirit has to draw them, and they have to feel that need, and they have to repent. And when that peace comes, there's a lot of people searching for that and need it right now. Obviously, the whole world needs it, but
right.
I think when did the church prosper?
During the hard times.
In the most difficult times it faced.
Yeah.
Just think about that.
Yep. Diana said, but even those you love take offense when scripture does not fit their lifestyle and call it judging. Judge not, lest ye be judged. Is that not one of the most misused Bible verses?
Right, because the very next chapter talks about how you're supposed to judge.
Right.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah, a lot of people take again, they scratch out one page and just stick with one subject. Yeah.
Right.
Yeah. Can't change it.
Nope.
Let's go. Anyway, all right, boy, that's good though. We need to talk about all that stuff.
Yes,
but,
we do. That's right. That's right. Kathy said,
got Cliff back.
just like at the beginning of the church, the powers that be thought they could suppress it, couldn't keep it down. That's right. Because it's the Lord's, and his church will prosper.
Oh, they think you're preaching now, Tangy.
Oh, well, I'm not a preacher. Let's see, when the church comes outside of the four walls and connect with others, we will see a change. Absolutely. I agree with you 100%. The Holy Spirit will draw them. Well said. Christ said, if I be lifted up, I will draw men. That's right. Draw men unto me. Yeah.
I lost track of the time, but
that's all
went
right.
way over.
Listen, when we talk about the Lord, we can talk all night.
We can.
Yeah.
We should never be limited in that regard.
Absolutely.
Yeah. I have really enjoyed.
I have to.
After missing last week. We missed
Right.
last week. I'll be honest with you. I about fell asleep eating supper.
Yeah. You did.
So I was just like, oh man, we're going live tonight. I am wore out, but this has helped.
Yeah.
This has helped. I love talking with everybody.
I always feel energized
I
after we've had a
love
live.
knowing that, our moderators are so willing to help out, and there's people from near and far watching, and so it kind of encourages us a little bit too. So I appreciate that.
Yeah. Let's see. My mother-in-law took such offense to scripture when brought up to her that she abruptly packed up and moved away from us. Oh my goodness. Yeah, it's the truth is offensive. The truth is offensive. What was
There's so much we could say about that. Yes, God is love. Yes, God wants everyone that will to be saved, to live after him. I mean, he knows what's best.
Yes.
I mean, we don't. I mean,
Right.
I'm going to fail miserably every single day of my life. But if I can get where God needs me, he's going to help us. But, I mean, God is all these great, wonderful things, but he's also just. And a loving parent is going to chastise their children.
Right.
You know, you love someone, you're going to have to tell them, hey, don't do that. That will hurt you. Correct the path you're on.
Right.
So, yeah, he's all those things.
Right.
And some people only want him to be one thing.
Right.
And fortunately, as long as they have a breath in them, there's hope.
There's hope.
Yeah.
Yep.
There's people that get mad, they run away, they don't want to have anything to do with them. God can change that.
Yeah.
God can turn that around too.
Yep. Yep. I was listening to a young lady on Instagram the other day, yesterday, and she was talking about privilege. That's a word that we've been hearing a lot lately. And she said, "You want to talk about privilege? We are all privileged because Jesus died for every single one of us. He didn't have to, but he did. And so we have the privilege that we can be in glory with him."
That was a good point.
It was a very good point. And to that I said, amen.
Yeah.
Amen. All right. Well, you all, this has been extremely enjoyable. And I've got a grocery haul that I filmed. I don't know when it's going to come up.
Yes.
That is the only thing I've got filmed so far.
Look how tall our son's getting. He's grown past the screen now.
So anyway, but yeah, hopefully we'll get some content up for you guys. Thank y'all so much for sticking around and being patient, and not like, well, we're not putting anything up, so we'll just go somewhere else. But anyway, we appreciate you all, and
We do.
And yeah.
Thanks to our moderators again.
Yes, you guys are awesome.
Yes. And maybe we'll get to Texas.
One of these days.
One of these days.
One of these days. And I'm going to go.
You want to go to Texas sometime?
Stars at night are big.
We've been talking about this book for you to read. And there's a lot of Texas viewers talking about
Yep.
it. Yeah.
All
All right. So everybody have a good night. Thanks for watching. Everybody have a good week. And
Until next time.
Oh, yeah. Sorry.
Remember, be vigilant, be prayerful, and be prepared.
See y'all.
Good night.
Good night. Oh.